call at us at 720-663-9286. Emma will be answering the phone. I think anybody will hear because we were supposed to start an hour and a half ago, but what the hell? And this is episode V3, as in video, third episode, and it's sponsored to you by Gammy's Animals Rescue, Dark Angel Tattoos, and Electric Grenade Photography.
Nice.
Pretty good, huh?
Yes, that's good.
And
Oh my God,
I'm not kidding.
I am Chuck Gibson, and my co-host is...
I know it's you. Emma.
Emma? Oh, we were talking about changing her name. And then we have a special guest tonight. I'm excited. One of the hardest working comedians in Denver. Introduce yourself.
Mo Vida.
Mo Vida.
Well, get it, girl.
Yeah,
I'm very hard working.
you ready?
I'm hard and I'm working.
You're hard. I'm not.
Hardly working, I mean.
I should be because I'm sitting next to you two. But
Well, okay.
sorry.
It's okay. There's Cialis for that.
No, not me. At least not yet. I shouldn't say that. But
Something to think
anyways, how long have you been doing comedy, Bo?
Too long.
What, like, how long?
I started in 2009.
2009, huh?
Yes.
That was a great year.
Well, I started because my dad died.
Oh, is that-
See, this is what I love. This is what I love about
That's
comics.
crazy.
It's like we all laugh at that. We're like, ha ha, dead dad.
He's dead.
Well, it's kind of crazy because I started coming into Lions Lair because my dad died.
There you
And
go.
my little brother brought me here, and I just fell in love with this place.
I fell in love with this place. And you know what's really sad? Can I say this? I do think this is sad. I grew up in Denver, but I was very lame. So I never really was cool enough to come down to Colfax. So it took me moving away. But I have to say, coming back, especially having lived in New York, I fucking love this bar. It is my jam. It is my vibe. It's divey, but not gross.
Chic.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
I've been in
Not a lot.
I've been in divey bars where you're like, oh, guess I'm not peeing because there's vomit all over. So
Well, if you come in on a good day.
you should be so lucky, man.
I was trying to think, what's the worst dive bar ever you've been in? I know Denver's, but that one burnt down.
Not here. The worst ones definitely have been in New York.
Yeah, there's the double down in Vegas. You pay your puke insurance, and then they'll clean up your puke and keep serving you.
Well, God bless them.
Well,
That's no reason to cut somebody
Yeah,
out.
that was by far the worst.
They're ready
It's
for
a
their
punk
second
rock bar, kind of like this
Yeah.
place, but it's in Vegas, so they go 24 hours, and they don't. Only way you get thrown out of that bar is if you pass out. But even then, they'll let you sleep for about a half hour and try to wake up.
Yeah,
Need more booze.
there are those bars where if you get it, like, it's bad. Like, you've done something terrible. Honestly, I dated a bartender in New York City, and he ran a pub. He didn't own it, he ran it. It was not what you would classify as a dive bar. However, one night I was there when he was closing the bar down, and it was just the two of us, very romantic, low lights, playing kissy face, having our drinks.
Kissy
and
face
then
at the bar.
all of a sudden you hear clink, 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 clink. And I was like, what was that? Is somebody here? And he like grabbed my face. He's like, don't worry about it, don't worry. And then clink, 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 clink. And I was like, no, for real, what the fuck is that? It was the rats running across the glasses.
Oh, God.
So he told me,
God,
all right,
nothing like
listen.
it.
Yeah. He's
drink
like,
out of
the
a
next time
bottle."
you come in, just get bottled beer.
Honestly, there was a bar in Austin. I gotta think of the name of it. But they did a bar rescue on it. And we used to play there all the time. Headhunters. It was called Headhunters in Austin. And yeah, it was a punk bar. And I remember like when we played our first show there, the bartender said, if you guys are really good, we'll get up and we'll strip for you. So it was kind of cool. It was kind of crazy. So of course we had naked
Tits
girls.
or strip?
Strip.
Nice.
Totally naked.
What-
Yeah.
what did you do
Besides
to
the
learn
stage.
that?
Because I was a punk rock band.
Oh.
Fine, bitch. We were good.
He used to be punk. Oh no, he is punk rock. Sorry,
But
that never changed.
They bar rest. We went in there and they had like this. What do you call it? Shit. Like we put flowers on. Great. It was like a ceiling panel.
Oh, like a memorial type thing?
No. Like an awning or something.
Okay.
But anyways, they had it all the way across. And they show them when they're starting bar rest, he starts to put it up and he pulls it down and just millions of roaches land everywhere. And then he starts going through the bottles and all the bottles had roaches in them.
Oh, fuck.
So,
Bottles of what?
well, the bean,
everything.
which everybody in my band drank.
No.
I just drank Guinness.
It's like the worm.
I was
in
so
tequila.
glad that I didn't do any shots in that fucking bar.
Dude,
What are the roaches doing in the liquor?
That's a Dutch.
drowning. They're sorrows.
Honestly, that's me every week. You can come catch me at my bar.
And a roach.
The owner didn't pay the staff. He thought it was cool. Well, yeah, you work
Sounds
for
about
tips.
right, honestly.
But I tell you what, I bought 2 beers out of probably 40. That's like a $20 tip. There you go.
That's
There you go. It was
No,
like
I mean, that's the
crazy.
thing. Like, roaches and rats are just...
Ugh, rats.
That's, and by the way, when I lived there, like, one day, there was this park that was kind of at eye level, and I was so naive. I was like, oh, what happened to that little squirrel? Its tail doesn't have any fur on it. And the, like, native New Yorkers were like, it's a fucking rat. And I was
Welcome
like,
to New
"I'm sorry."
York.
Yeah, I was like, during the day, frolicking with the squirrels, and they're like, yeah, it's a fucking rat.
Well, you know, it's funny because on the way over here, I was listening to a news feed, and they were talking about New York just started a program where they are feeding the rats birth control. And
You mean
they're-
poison?
No, it's birth control.
Something?
And there's like a
Really?
women's group that is pissed off about it because they have to pay for their birth
So
control.
I was just
And
gonna say,
rats
so
get it
they'll
for free.
supply it for free to the rats, but we have to work, honestly.
Seriously, that's true.
Well, if it makes you guys feel any better, their mayor just got indicted, so and Judy's in prison there, so you know
I'm
it's
sure it's not
it's
birth
Gotham.
control.
It's
That's too
Gotham
expensive. That
now.
seems like it'd be too
It's
expensive.
Gotham now.
But
I can see like some of these
Rats
women
frolicking
starting
in the
to
street,
like
tumbling about.
they start eating the rats, hoping that the hormones will like help them with their birth control.
Honestly, something that might be on. You might be onto something. Kind of like how they were giving geese away for Thanksgiving a couple of years ago,
Oh God.
and then a bunch of people became infertile or had fertility issues.
Good Lord.
Oh man,
I
I
actually-
love America.
I
feel
was
blessed.
It's all right.
I was leaving here like last winter, and I thought it was a raccoon, but it was a rat, and it came out of the Walgreens and went across the street and
With
then
some
went into the
Newports.
illegal Pete sewer.
Fucking look at
It
it.
looked like a cat. It was huge, but I saw by its tail it was a fucking rat.
Dude,
But I
I've
guess
seen
Denver's
rats.
got a huge rat problem underground. It's all because downtown Denver, they run steam heat.
Oh, so it's not
So the rats just love it down there.
See, I feel like we gotta stop hating on the
Keeps them down
rats.
there, that's fine.
Why do we hate rats?
I used to feed them a snake. I took a lot of pleasure in that.
I mean, you
But
know.
rats are smart. Mice aren't.
Rats and roaches are gonna outlive us
Rats
all.
are
So.
really smart animals. It's crazy.
On that note, should we talk about some good things that are happening?
No. I have a few more questions.
Okay.
So these
I
are
love
standard. We ask everybody these questions.
I love
write
how we
it
went
down.
from when did you start comedy to like rats.
Well, this is what it's all about, right?
I know, I love
Talking
it.
about the
That's
good
what I
things
say.
going on the planet.
Well,
So,
we never get to do this anymore.
when,
Oh,
Yeah.
I love looking.
what was
Yes.
your first paid gig, and how much did you get paid?
Oh God, I don't even remember.
Come on, first time they hand you money ever.
70 cents on the dollar.
I mean, honestly, I think so if I had to not guess, educated guess. So there's this thing in New York where they do bringer shows. And so you have to bring X amount of people to even get on stage. However, I worked with a producer who actually was really nice. I was a brand spanking new comic, and he was like, I think it was something like bring 4 people, and then if you bring anything above that, sliding scale, you get some money.
Awesome.
Which, at the time it actually was. Like, I fucking sucked. And I was like, well, that's just 2 couples to be able to get on stage. So I think I probably got paid like $7 one night.
Yay!
I know, which,
My first paid gig, I got paid 10.
there you go.
And I got a free
See,
dinner
that's
with-
literally the pay gap.
I got paid.
I didn't
I
know we
also
got paid.
one free PBR that it was warm and had lipstick all the way around it. And I was like, dude, man,
Some people
I
would
can't
say
drink
that's
this. He's like,
better than
it's your free drink. You want it or not?
Oh, gross. Cute?
I don't think
Where?
something to remember.
It was the bar that's closed down as Cricket on the Hill. It's where,
Where is that?
it's by where, now it's Nicolo's Pizza, or now it's a new place.
Oh, I know.
Like 13th, like
Yeah.
where the old the bars used to be.
Yep.
The other side. Those are
It's so fun being in the
different era of
arts.
Denver that I'm not
$10.
familiar with.
We'll teach you.
I remember that I was
If you ever wonder why old people are grumpy, be kind to us.
Honestly, it's the charity work of the league. I live with a 70-year-old man. That's my father. So. But that's
Nice.
enough.
Yes.
It's enough.
But
It's enough. You should get your phone.
I remember John Hennessy. I played harmonica, he played guitar. And when we got paid $20. He handed me $10 and he said, I want you to remember this for the rest of your life because you are now a professional musician. Do not ever play another show for free. Oh, I wish.
Oh my God.
But he
Yeah.
was all serious about it. We made $20.
I feel so. First of all, I feel like musicians and comics have this like mutual respect, but we also always think like the grass is greener on the other side. But well, you guys have like your hardships.
Oh, yeah.
But with comedy, there's just so many of us. There's no bar for entry. That's the thing. If you're in a band, like you at least have to have talent. Do you understand? There's absolutely no bar for entry for comedy.
I don't know if that's
Nothing.
true. There's been a
Why?
few bands that rolled in here with absolutely no talent.
But
Not
like,
a lot.
were
It
they
doesn't
able to
exist.
at least kind of play the instrument? Or
Yeah, but
See,
you know,
that's-
we have
you
open
watch
stage.
comedy, all right?
Oh, no, but I agree because like an open stage, like an open mic, people get up there and it's like,
Oh, I had a guy show up to one of my open mics where at first I was like, it was late too. It was like a 9:30, 10 o'clock mic on a Monday. And he went up like, he was one of the last comics. He was an older gentleman. And all he did was just go off on how he received his Social Security check, but it was like half of what it was supposed to be. And he was just going off. And then I talked to him afterwards, and I'm like, oh, did you just start comedy? I haven't seen you. He goes, no, I was just sitting up at the bar, and I was so pissed, and I heard you guys were having an open mic, so I decided to sign up. And I'm like, fuck my life. Like, oh, I'm sorry. This is a craft, but yeah, you can also just be pissed and come tell us about it.
I do feel like that's about a third of the comics that we see. Just the angry
Emma
I've
got
got
it.
something to say.
You got it the other day. Gong show.
We do not need to talk about this.
How did it feel?
They were assholes to it.
They were assholes to you?
It was, honestly, it was fine. Everything was fine.
He turns his head. Now we were teasing him.
PJ gets paid to be a professional.
I've
dancer.
actually done comedy like 4 times, and it is the hardest fucking thing to
And
do.
it's something that I have a great respect for in that capacity too. You know, it's one of my favorite art forms just because it takes such a level of tactfulness, you know, and like there's or
It
lack
just takes a
thereof,
bad childhood.
you know.
Well, the thing with it here is you have to make me laugh, and very few of them have. Like, open stage, like
Yeah.
probably 1 in 100.
Do you, be honest, how much do you actually listen?
That's true too. Probably about
Touche.
30% of the time.
It's called selective hearing.
Yeah, and I'm not like knocking you for it. I'm just saying, like,
Well,
you know, if you're kind of like,
I do hear it when they're being racist or something. My ears
That's
pick
fair.
up. It's just like, all right, get them off the stage.
well, you can't take a joke. I was just kidding. It's like, shut up.
I love it when they expose themselves as predators on accident.
Oh, I know. So, dude, you don't realize you're fucking
You
racist piece of shit,
You
dude.
understand that there's something inherently wrong with you.
All right.
Sick puppy.
All right, speaking of which, what, and I know what you're going to say, but what's the craziest gig you ever did? Absolutely.
Craziest gig you've ever
Craziest.
done.
Wildest, one you'll never forget.
Hell yeah.
I feel like the craziest gig I've ever did, I tried to forget. So,
Damn it, I know.
She's done a good job.
You got it. Speaking of the disco,
craziest.
we do comedy gigs.
God, I don't even know. There have been so many where people are just fucking nuts. I think the ones that people are most interested in when I tell them about it is when I did Anthony. He did a show at a nudist resort,
No, I remember that.
and people are always really fascinated.
You got naked?
Yeah. But they're like so fascinated about it. And then they have all these like preconceived notions, and I'm like, no. it's you know, it's not what you think. I promise you it's not. So those were always interesting. I'm trying to think. Well, I got beat up at one of my gigs. That was fun. That was pretty crazy.
Did you get jumped or what?
It was just a coked out girl and her friend, and they were heckling the whole time, and nobody really told them to shut the fuck up, and I did, and she had coke strength, and
No security?
no, God, it was a wine bar, no security. And honestly, like, when I first told, because I wasn't nice about it, I'm not going to sit there and pretend like I walked up to her and was like, could you please be a little quiet? I didn't. I walked up to her. No, I was an asshole because she was being a dick the whole time, and also she was heckling my friend who was headlining, and she's she's in the military. She was telling stories about that, and this girl was like, I'd let you kill yourself, basically. That was her heckle. And I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm going to say something. So I walked up to her. Her friend was in the bathroom probably doing blow. And I walked up to the girl and I just said, you are not hot enough to be this big of an asshole.
Thank God somebody has to say this shit.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. And then she did shut up and I walked away, but then I heard her go, I'm going to fuck you up. And she started to come towards me. And to be honest with you, like, I really wanted to lay her out. I genuinely did. But I did realize, I was like, I can't because a lot of security cameras don't have sound. So it's literally going to look like she's just walking towards me and then I fucking crack her jaw. So I was like, you've got to let her put hands on you first. And so I did. But like, I didn't know she was so coked out of her head that she had like that.
That's legally responsible too, you know? Like, that's just, you gotta let them.
It's not TV. I know. See, this is the problem because everybody was like, did you call the cops? Did you this? And I was like, you guys, this isn't like an episode of Law and Order. Like, that's not how this fucking works. Like,
Nobody's calling the cops.
nobody called the cops. She afterwards kept threatening my life. Yeah, like it was not fun. They had to walk me to my Uber. And I ended up like hitting my shin bone on a piece of concrete. So like I had like, it was not fun. And it was a woman, by the way, because it's funny, I debated on whether or not I should post about it, but it was right after COVID. And I did post about it eventually because I was like, I need to, like, I think we just need to be aware of this in the comedy community, like, you know, anyhow. And everybody's like, I'm gonna fuck up that dude who did that to you. And I'm like, oh, no. It was a hot girl. Just coked out of her head.
When I first started running the comedy on Monday nights, the first thing I realized, I'm like, I need a fucking bouncer.
Yeah.
You know, like, guys get up there and say, like, this one guy got up and, dude, he was just dogging this guy's, he had an Asian girlfriend and he was just dogging her. And the guy went out on stage and punched him and I said, I'm sorry, dude, you're on your own. I helped
So
you out.
wait.
The comic was dogging it.
This other comic.
They were just sitting and they were just having a drink, minding their own business.
Aren't you glad I wasn't here for that?
They
I
just
would have
kept drilling
probably.
in. And she was a really cool regular customer that I never saw again after that. She was so embarrassed.
That sucks.
I don't want to say racist.
I've definitely, so this is a phenomenon that I've experienced because you guys know I'll come in here and, you know, just sit in the back and have some juice. And I've had a few comics tell me like, oh, I met you at the Lair. You don't remember? You made fun of me. You gave me shit. And I was like, it's the Lair. That's what you do. And no, I don't remember. That's what I'm saying. This feels like New York. When I come to the mic here at the Gong Show, this feels like a New York mic.
It's like if you make it at the Lair, you can make it anywhere. Hey, that's a good. I'm searching for.
There you go.
Put that on a t-shirt, honestly.
There you go, Sinatra.
Write it down.
What do you think,
write that down.
If you can make it at the Lair, you can make it anywhere? Yes, we've been talking about this forever. But yeah, so that's crazy. I've had crazy. We played a country bar. And we were punk rock, hardcore punk rock.
How did that happen?
And I don't know. I was just in the band playing harmonica. But we started, our first song was called "I'm a Cunt, You're a Cunt, Don't You Want to Be a Cunt?"
Oh,
And the person that owned the bar was so nice to us. And bought us drinks before, and gave us a pitcher of beer while we were on stage. And as soon as we said cunt, oh my God, she just ran up, started pulling all our cords, everything. It was like,
I love the word
literally
cunt.
like within 10 minutes,
one of my favorites.
we had like these 8 big old cowboys starting to grab my shit. I'm like, dude, don't grab my shit. We'll get it out. And as soon as we got out the door with their stuff, they slammed the door. It was in Colorado Springs, dude.
Oh God, they
Those
are
badass
like,
country folks down in Colorado Springs.
Stop
was
being a
like-
cunt.
I sent him a letter like, you still owe us $100. We have a $100 guarantee. She never said
One of the first times I ever got to kick somebody out of a bar was because they called me a cunt.
That's a no-no.
And I honestly, I really liked it. But the thing is you kind of have to know me well enough to call me a cunt, you know?
See, here's the thing about that. I really like to out crazy the crazy, so I probably would just look deep into their eyes and be like, "You haven't seen the cunt yet."
We had
Keep going.
Brace yourself.
I had a situation like that where I was in LA. I was at a friend's show. I wasn't performing. And it was this kind of like they wanted to be a dive bar type of situation. I had a bartender from Boston. Okay, FYI, New York and Boston hate each other.
Oh yeah.
And the host goes up and she's like completely drunk. And she's like, oh my God, they have the best cocktails here. And I was drinking beer. So the bartender comes over and is like, you want another beer? And I was like, oh, actually, can I see your cocktail menu? Because the host had said, like, these guys have great cocktails. So I was like, can I see your cocktail menu? And the guy goes, fucking cocktail, I don't have a fucking cocktail menu. Like, he started giving me shit. And I was like, and I just stared him down to the point where, like, he backpedaled. And I was like, you know what, I'll just have another beer. And he's like, well, no, I mean, if you want me to make you a cocktail, I'll make you. I was like, no, we're good. I'll just have another beer. By the end of it, we were doing shots in the back because he got too fucked up the night before. So his coworker was pissed. I was like, dude, my face can outcut you. Like, just the look on my face. That's all it was. I didn't even say anything. I didn't even say anything. I just gave him a look like, what's your fucking problem? And then he started to back. That was fun. That was a fun night. I was like,
those are the ones that matter, you know, where you really make a difference in a man's life in a way that you just like shape him in that moment.
So, Jimmy, I love you.
Shout
out to Jimmy.
I saw that you played Conifer. Was that last night?
It was Friday. Was it? Yeah, it was Friday night. It's great.
It was a great show.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They just started doing comedy there. It's called Snowpack Brewer, or Tap Room, excuse me. And they have this really awesome space that they built out separate from the bar for bands. And it was their first night doing comedy. Town came out. It was dope. And here's the funny thing. The bartender was actually from Brooklyn. So when I was talking about New York and living in Brooklyn and stuff afterwards, he was like, dude, I'm from Brooklyn. I'm like, what are you doing here? And of course he's like, got a girl pregnant. I'm like, yep, that sounds right. And he's a white dude from Bed-Stuyvesant. That's crazy. I'm like, you're from the Do or Die? So it was fun. It was a good show.
And so what gigs you got coming up?
Oh, that's such a good question. Let's see. I have, first of all, I post everything on my Instagram, usually in stories. So that's MOKAVIDA, Mocha Vida. I've got gigs on, let's see, I'm doing Brad Galley's show on Tuesday. I'm sorry, I forgot exactly what it's called. And then I'm doing a great gig on Thursday in Centennial through Keith Comedy. But you can find all of it on my Instagram.
That's cool. Right on. Busy. See, like I said, the hardest working guy.
Well, I'm not the hardest working. But I do my best. I talk into microphones wherever they let me.
And she's real good at it too. You know, we haven't gotten any complaints yet, you know.
Oh, that's just because they don't dare. There's definitely people who
stare
don't like
down,
Can't
you know.
believe
That's
nobody's
right.
called our number, but I gotta give it out again.
Really?
So you can call
Do you really need
720-663.
Is it the aliens listening? Like, I'm so
And
confused.
The podcast will be, it's live now, but it'll be on iHeartRadio.
What's it live on?
In 2 weeks. On Podbean.
Of course.
Yeah, so all two people.
My favorite
I know Aaron is
one.
supposed to call in, so.
Aaron, the one who's puking his brains out.
Yeah, so I'm sure.
I'm shocked that he
Hey,
chose
Aaron,
not
how
to.
is that food poisoning treating you, honey? Miss you.
Yeah,
Oh,
food
Aaron,
poisoning.
we love you.
I
We
love
miss
that.
you.
I know
I
what
love
he did.
that, yeah.
I was witness to a lot of things he did last night, and he did not have food poisoning. It's a good excuse, though.
It's a little bit of drug poisoning,
It
a
was
little
on
bit
a
of
roll.
alcohol
Yeah, it's a
poisoning.
liquid hangover,
It's
or, you
a-
know, liquid.
It's our podcast.
We've all been there, buddy. We've all been there.
Hopes and prayers to Mr.
Thoughts. It's thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
T-H-O-T-S.
He's not dead yet.
He's the thought.
That's not good yet.
That's how I do it. I'm like, oh, no, it's
See, that's what happens,
T-H-O-T-S.
trust, when you're
Thoughts
not
and
around.
prayers. We're sending you thoughts.
But
And prayers.
you ready for the good things going on in Denver? Because I think
am.
I cannot wait. Oh, which by the way, it was brought up
Just did
to us.
like the old
How many years? Was it
person
35
thing.
years ago?
Flashlight, come I turned that off.
Honestly, that scared the crap out of me.
Can I tell you something very quickly? My text today, all of a sudden, I couldn't figure out why, you guys, it turned into really big font, and I was like, I can't have big font text. I'm not that old. I can't do big
You
font.
just have to. Do you have readers?
Do I wear them? No.
Well,
thanks for asking.
See,
I
it's
figured
the big
out.
font with the readers. That's the dream combo right
I
there.
can't.
Yeah,
I can't.
sure.
Even if I can't read your message, I refuse to do
People
big
read
font.
my phone from across the room. I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, dude, don't
That's
my
the
private
other thing.
message.
That's
was
how
like,
you,
I
but you
can't
need to
have
stop
you-
sending such darn dirty texts.
Yes.
Anybody can see
I love
eggplant
drunk
emojis
texts.
from across
The
the
next day, I'm
Love
like,
drunk
why did I
texting.
press
He goes, I
send?
love drunk texting.
Yes, we.
Like,
Yes, I know.
why
Tony,
did
that
I
you-
Love
send
when
that?
you drunk text us.
But it's funny.
All the blondes of your life just getting these drunk texts. Speaking of good news in Denver,
The geese will help you control your birth.
honestly, if you
Light rail's been going for 35 years. Did you say 35 or 30?
30 years to the light rail and they still can't fucking fix the thing. All right. So, here's a good one. California deputy saves 12-year-old child with Down syndrome from burning home.
It's California.
Can I just ask a question? Was it really necessary to put in there
Down syndrome.
that they had like? By the way, I know this isn't the same
When I
thing.
said California, I meant California, Colorado.
There's a California one. I was like,
Hey, close enough though.
Something to think
oh,
about.
do you mean all the people who moved here from California?
Does it say
Basically, we have half of California here, so it makes sense.
You know
We can all go
why?
back
Oh my
whenever
God.
You know
we
why
like,
they're here?
actually.
Because they don't want to save any kids from burning buildings in California.
Especially the special needs ones.
They're just, why did they need to?
I have no idea.
Does it matter?
That's kind of why I
It's
stuck
supposed
out.
to
like-
be more heartfelt, I guess.
It's like
A lot of these are about children.
That's what.
And
Gotta do at least.
Are you sure you were on the right website?
Oh, you know the light rail was built out of the
is
old.
that what those ads were for?
This is weird. These are all about children and lube and Diddy and Epstein.
Okay.
Bottles of lube. I think I'm gonna have to say that.
I just went down the butthole of the internet.
These are all really good. I don't even know where to start.
Like heartwarming good or?
Denver says it has enough motel rooms and tiny homes for people leaving homelessness for now.
For now.
Bum, bum, bum.
Why aren't they in it? In them. Why are they across the street breaking out windows and robbing everybody?
They're bored, I guess.
Who is our mayor? He sucks.
Mike Johnson can suck it.
Can he suck your Johnson?
And you know,
mine-
as sad as I
it's-
voted
and I'd
for him.
probably do a better job myself.
Can we
can't get a
just
single
all
thing
acknowledge
done.
the fact that, like, Denver in particular, but for the most part, Colorado politicians have all been bought off by, like, real estate developers. And
And it's historical too, you know. Like
We're
if,
just-
if we're on a roll. They
We're-
get
we're a
caught
bunch
and
of whores.
They get caught and they keep doing it, and I find it so frustrating, but also just fascinating that nothing happens.
it is fascinating, except for it ruins my life. Bless you.
Thank you, and it's gonna come again.
Yeah, it
They used to have Denver carers. I don't see that anymore. Where if you're homeless, you're passed out on the street, they pick you up, they take you to a shelter, they make sure you get fed, checked out.
Can we talk about
I mean,
the
if you're
people
passed
that
out
are
on the
cleaning
street,
windshield
you
wipers?
need help.
Bless you.
I told you.
Oh my God, yes.
That's like New York in the 80s. Can we not do that?
So opposite of good news in Denver, you know the juggler that sits on University next to the Whole Foods right there.
Oh, yes, I do. Yes.
He got in a tussle with the window washers.
What? God damn it! Where was
He
I?
posted about it all over his Instagram. It was a mess. And so essentially,
They're battling over the dollars.
according to him, they scored him in the face with soap and started beating the shit out of him with their window washers.
Oh,
Well, there's a juggler. He's also in Santa Fe and Alameda. And
He's
that's-
all over the place. He really gets around, and I
There-
wonder if
that's
it's a
where they wash
unicycle. He got a
windows, too.
unicycle recently, so he's obviously not doing that bad.
Oh, speaking of which, I read somewhere that a guy is attempting to ride up Pikes Peak on a unicycle.
God bless them. Go ahead.
Is that the same
I'm a
guy that
big
runs
fan of
backwards
Hitler.
down Red Rocks?
Probably.
Have you
Wait,
seen
the
those
guy who
videos?
ran?
He runs.
Yeah, I saw
You
that.
know, I honestly, it sounds kind of like a similar sort of situation, you know?
Those steps aren't even at Red Rocks. That's a tough to do that.
I mean, God bless him for doing it, but also if he cracks his head open,
Yeah, like, oh.
you know, then the hurt.
You never get hurt in the fall.
I'm gonna ride my unicycle up Pikes Peak. What the fuck, dude?
Because also, what else are you gonna do?
I tell you what,
what
I
else
will-
is a man going? Because you know it's,
You put a GoPro on,
They have so
I'll sit
many
at the bar and I'll watch you ride it.
and then he's gonna tell us about it. We're gonna hear all about it. This is a very male positive podcast. I'm perfectly satisfied with everybody, but it's just that's where we're going with it.
We're renaming it Two Cunts and a Cock.
I kind of like that name, actually.
Aaron, you're
That's
fired.
a fucking great name. It's a good name for a band.
I want to start, please don't steal my idea, somebody will, but I want to start making t-shirts that say cunt, but it's C''UNT, and it's all childless aunts, so they can band together in this political environment.
Yes.
Be like, yeah, we're the ones who don't have kids.
On purpose.
We can
too.
travel.
Freedom.
All right, well, I think we're at the point. Is that all? Pretty much all good news, right?
I mean, there's so much good news out there. It's,
We're
we
swimming
don't
in
have
it.
time. We don't have time for all the wonderful things
I
happening.
didn't know where to
I
begin,
did
so I think we should end it before we even get
Well,
started because
we
it's
should
just a
mow-
floodgate of information.
Notice how no good news came out of Florida. Go ahead.
I'll do one more fact, fun fact. The
Fun fact.
light rail tracks is the old Mile High Stadium. They recycled all the metals.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Wow, that is cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I didn't know that.
But anyways, it's my favorite time where you get to ask us the questions because we were asking you questions.
Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to ask questions.
Yeah,
Whatever question you want to ask us, we will try to answer as honestly as
Get
we think
real
we can.
creative with this, though. Oh, I love this one. What the heck? I did not know I was talking.
And I'm not telling you what you asked me last time because it fucking made me laugh last.
Oh,
Like just
I asked you questions last time?
Yeah, you really, you asked Truffles, what's on your porn right now?
That's a great question for him. 'Cause
It was like a gangbang. It was only like a minute and 40 seconds
that's
long or
so
something. And I was
tame.
like, dude, what the hell?
That's so tame for him.
I know.
I feel like he's probably moved on since then. He's probably into like
past.
I'm not even gonna say it because it's gross. All right, so I'll start with Tony. And my question to you is, oh man, see, I'm feeling all introspective. I don't have anything funny top of mind.
Don't worry, I'll make it funny.
Oh, okay, because anybody can do comedy.
He's the
No, I do not do
here,
comedy.
you
I've
know?
already established that. I make crickets.
All right, here's a question for you. What is the next chapter after the Lair? Like,
Ooh.
what do you feel in your
This
heart
is
of
crazy
hearts?
because I've actually been working. I'm going to buy some property in Italy.
Italy, where?
I don't
No,
know.
And then we're getting bunk beds, and everybody gets to go.
I have a realtor out there. I'm supposed to fly out this. I'm going to do it during the winter when it's cold. And she's going to show me some properties. I'm flying in the property.
That sounds
No,
like the beginning of an Italian.
She's a really good friend of mine.
Oh, whoops.
But
And they
I
were
know her husband,
roommates.
so I don't think he appreciates it.
Threesome.
She's super. No.
There's always a reason why we've called you a unicorn, Tony.
Yeah, but
A little provolone.
yeah, I was.
A little. What's that?
Since I'm in
Growing
this bar, I can buy like
little
a
more
bar or a
than-
restaurant, and they'll give me huge discounts and tax breaks. I figured I'd just get a bar with hopefully a place a little bump.
You know I'm coming with
And then
you.
have, sure, I don't care.
That's why I said bunk beds, because the
I'm gonna be there for 6 months, and then I'll be around here and make sure Debbie doesn't have any problems.
We love Denver.
She's taking over.
Demi's the best.
Like mixed.
All right, Emma, what can I ask you? You know what? I'm going to ask you about your day because I know it was cool. And I
yeah,
feel
we
like you
forgot all
probably
about
want to
it.
talk about it. And I think it's really awesome. I was sad to learn that I probably can't do this because it was a bucket list item. But what did you do today, Miss Emma?
I went skydiving for the first time.
Yes, you did. Elaborate on your partner.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah, who was attached to you?
that was funny. No,
I think he likes me. Gee, you think? You think
Really?
jumping out of the sky with your butt in his crotch made him want you?
it honestly
She's
wasn't.
hot.
It wasn't the worst. It wasn't the worst scenario. No, there's a reason why they brought me on when they started filming this.
Did you feel?
Yeah, well, that's why she's like,
That's the only reason.
Did you,
No,
did you
you're
feel a
fine.
little bit of a chubster kind of?
I was a touch distracted though. I honestly have
That just means he has a
My
small
little-
dick. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
How high were you when you jumped out of the plane?
I think it was like 14,000 feet.
I don't think that's what the question was.
You know,
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I think if I went skydiving, you'd have
Let's not
I got
talk about
movies.
ourselves.
I would have to do a good handful of mushrooms.
How high were you?
Not as high as I am right now, but a little bit of. You gotta take a walk on the wild side every now and then.
There you go.
And yeah, I recommend everybody doing it except for Mo because
Because I have ear problems.
in a rapid descent like that just doesn't
Yeah,
sound like
I feel like my head would explode. Although I have to tell you,
other times that it could have and it hasn't yet. So
I've got like bucket list stuff where like if things go south health wise, I'm like, this is how I'm going out. Because if you guys think I'm gonna spend a decade shitting my pants and not remembering stuff, you're absolutely wrong. I don't have kids, so I'm fine. Like I don't have to go back home.
Let's make it suicide pact.
I mean,
Pact.
it's not even a, you know,
death
it's
pact.
just it's a, if I die, I die, and this is how I go, and that's a dope story.
You should
That's why I
definitely roll
party hard.
skydiving with that.
Yeah, I totally, but I am a little worried about the ear thing, but that's okay. If my head explodes, it explodes.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah!
People
Yeah!
that,
I mean, you know, it's Fort Morgan. It's seen worse.
Honestly, what you could do is you're dying and they just shoot you midair. So it's just honestly like some target practice for them at that
Well, I do this as a joke, but it's kind of not a joke, but I'm kind of like, maybe if I just like jump out of a plane and shoot heroin at the same time for the first time in my life, and then we'll just see which kills me first. It's fine.
Isn't that
I'll
how
just-
Purple Haze got written by Hendrix?
I don't know, but
Shooting heroin
you
out
can't
of
tell me
a
that's not a
fucking
better way to
airplane.
go out than fucking like,
Oh yeah,
I shit the bed and then croaked.
that was my point. I party hard because I don't want to live to be 95 because I live in.
Oh God, gross.
Yeah.
No,
People
nobody
that
ever
don't
needs
smoke
to.
and don't drink, they're the ones that end up, they just don't die. They're in that hot touch.
Oh, yeah, but they
Your lungs
age.
are in good shape, but
This
your
is
brain.
the problem, though. We all age. This is, people are always so like fixated on the dead part, and it's like, yeah, but you age. You know, like I don't know. I'm going through this with my mom right now.
I have too much fun in life to worry about dying. Seriously.
I mean, they're just. I'm not trying to be morbid. I'm just saying there comes a point where I'm like, if this is how it ends for me, then that's kind of dope. I'm fine with
And it
that.
has to be kind of dope, you know. Like you want it to be cool, or out on a cloud, you know, or like a dope.
Yeah, like when people are like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you did that. That's so scary. You could have died." And I'm like, "Coulda, didn't. Would have been cool
Did
though."
you die though? No. Okay.
It would have been cool, you know. Like I told you, like I regret not doing hang gliding in Rio de Janeiro. I
Yeah.
found out about it
I
too
would do
late, but
that.
I totally fucking do that.
Yeah, I just broke my spine paragliding like 2 months ago.
And here you are drinking perfectly
I
fine.
got 2 metal rods fusing my entire back.
Let me ask you a question.
Not good.
This is perfect.
Would you?
Not good.
Welcome to the
And
podcast.
bend over. Sorry, I figured you'd do it.
No, you're good.
No.
You're good. Oh wait, we should probably maybe repeat what you said because I don't know that people get.
Yeah.
So you broke your spine
Yeah,
2 months ago. You said
a little over, yeah.
paragliding. Okay.
Where?
Dylan?
Oh, that sucks.
Don't-
That part sucks.
Yeah, search and rescue came and had to like pluck me out of the mountains. It was not good.
Were you were on your own or you were tandem?
Yeah, I do it by myself.
Oh, okay.
Myself.
So you're a bad driber. No, I'm fucking with you.
No, I'm just
Don't do that. You just broke his back.
Damn, this sounds.
Wait, so what, like, did a gust come up or what happened, man?
Yeah, basically I tried to take off and then the wind shifted and then it flew me basically into a tree and I tried to dodge the tree. I should have just gone into the tree, but because I dodged the tree, it collapsed my wing and I fell 15 feet onto my butt.
All right.
And
All right, I'm going to repeat it because I don't know that
Yeah,
it's
go on.
catching it on the mic.
Yeah,
But
go for it.
basically, so he paraglides on his own. I'm a wuss. I would do it in tandem, so I'd have somebody to blame. And
Oh my God.
and
If you
a
survive.
gust of wind came, kind of knocked him off course, if you will, heading for a tree. In hindsight, should have gone straight into the tree, did not. His wing collapsed, which basically dropped him. Oh, we're
Now
seeing
he's popping
stars.
back out. Do you want to come show the camera?
Oh yeah, you want to show the
Take
camera?
your
The
stairs
camera's-
right up here.
Here, you
There's
can come stand right in front of my,
right in front of
come
the-
stand right in front of my
The camera's right
stand.
here. Yeah.
So,
There you go. Look at that.
Camera.
yeah, so like,
I mean, that honestly looks like a train got ran on you at a gay club. You
my
know.
wings fell off.
you
But
can-
also, you could go with the story about paragliding. Whichever you want, sir.
In a gay club, you get scars? Is that what they do? Like,
I mean,
It's just a train.
only if you're a good
I
boy.
got no comment. Hey,
I
congratulations. You're going to be on Waxing at the Lair, episode 3.
I am sorry for you, sir.
In 2 weeks, you'll be on iHeartRadio and all the other.
Oh God.
And then they can call in with all their questions.
Like, who was
Somebody's going to call in.
It'll go to voicemail, but
wait
we'll
for a
call
moment?
we'll call you back.
Can we for a moment examine the fact that we were just talking about this and there just happens to be a guy in the fucking audience who's like, I fucking paraglided and broke my spine. Like, what are the chances? I should play the lottery tonight.
That makes me want to go parachuting, doesn't it? Right.
That's
Parachuting.
fucking crazy.
Or skydiving.
There's some Molly in the back. You still can.
Now, don't do that to me.
Try to quit.
It's right.
No, but I genuinely
I'm
think.
doing
Well,
a
you
shitty
made
job.
You didn't break anything
what
except
you-
maybe a few hearts.
Always, it's a timeless classic.
The time was last.
That's what happens when you're gorgeous,
Jumping
bitch.
out of a plane and just we're just breaking them all down.
Well,
Breaking the law, breaking
we
the law.
gotta switch over here pretty soon to karaoke.
Oh, please.
Oh, perfect.
But
What's your karaoke favorite? So, can you sing? Like, you know, karaoke.
Yeah, of course.
song. Do you have a go-to?
It was Toxic by Britney Spears for a long time, and
Oh
then
my
I
God.
realized
What
that I'm in fact not a soprano.
I gotta do
Oh, I'm sorry, because everybody who sings karaoke is great.
and
now I gotta sing Britney for tonight.
well, now you have to.
That would be fantastic. to
Actually,
see Tony's.
The crowd requests it. It's crazy to
I
say that.
did it again.
Or maybe a little.
Is that this one?
Or is it the Gwen Stefani? I think you could do Gwen Stefani pretty well.
She spit her gum in my hand.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's really hot. Where is the gum now?
Why that's thing throw.
Where did she spit her gun?
Into his mouth,
Yeah,
and he
she was getting ready
saved
to
it,
go on
and then
stage
his
at
ex
Red Rocks.
made him throw it away.
I used to work for the promoter at Red Rocks, and she
I got
spit it at me, and it landed in my hand. Right before she got on stage. It was sexy as hell. She is sexy as hell.
I would have baby birded that shit. And they're like, oh, give it to me, Gwen, in my mouth. I'll chew it for you.
Did you save it and then you actually had to get rid of it? Is that what I heard?
I had her DNA.
You had her. What were you gonna do with that? Synthesize
Scientists say,
something?
can you make this person with this piece of gum?
Tony now has a sex robot
Made
that's like, oh, spider webs.
So I guess this is the comedy part of the show.
Wait, no. What is your go-to karaoke song, Vida?
Well, I can't
The
sing.
world wants to know.
I can't sing, so I have to do songs where I can convince people to come up on stage with me.
Well, you're cute enough. You can do that already.
So one of them is Proud Mary, back when Ike was hitting Tina, that version.
Those were the days.
Yeah, that was good music. You gotta slap a bitch around if you really want a song that's gonna stick
some
for the
soul in it.
generations. Yeah. I like to sing Journey because it pisses people off and that makes me happy. And here's the thing, people do actually sing along. So as much as they lie and they say that they hate that song, and then also Garth Brooks, Friends in Low Places.
That's a cool.
Well, because again, I need people to come sing with me because I am terrible.
Honestly, I
I'm
support all
such a
of those
basic.
choices.
I'm
We
such
can
a
trust
basic.
you, Hollis, do
What do
Blues
you-
Brothers. We do
Oh, there you go.
It's hard to be a woman.
Ain't that the
So
truth? You guys would know all about that too. It's
Does he do it wearing a dress? Because that would
Yes.
be adorable.
you better.
They always
He
try to
keeps it
do
in the
that.
back. It's hanging.
He wants me. It's cute.
Ugh,
Slowly.
life is so
That's
hard.
why he's at home throwing up. Because I said
Because he
no.
wants you. Is that Tyree? Hi, Tyree.
Hi, Tyree.
Hey. All right, well, I think we can just...
Yes, Tyree.
We have, unless you got something
On
else, right?
so many levels.
Yeah, that's a, did I say that right? I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I think that's the perfect ending to a perfect podcast.
I thought it was a great podcast.
We've got to end
We
this.
pulled this one right out of our ass, I'll tell you that.
You've got
I'd
to.
like to
It's
thank Aaron
this
and
needs
Pat
to
for not
end
showing
now.
up.
it's got to stop sometimes.
But I figured it out.
We're having
Hopefully.
such a darn good time, though. You know.
Yeehaw. So anyway, this has been episode 3 of the video podcast.
Getting on out of here.
Where I'm Chuck Gibson and my co-host
Emma.
Emma. And our special guest star,
Star. That's very
would you
kind.
like me or star?
I'm a star.
Star of the bar.
I'm very
You're supposed to say your name.
No, I've seen this.
Mo Vida.
Rovida.
Give one.
I love it. You've done like 4 or 5 of these. It always shows up. You're amazing.
I love you guys with all my heart. This is my home.
I hope you get many more big gigs.
Thank you.
I
And
haven't
I'm
had a
coming
big
to
gig in
Italy
a
with
while.
you.
Please start a comedy club.
Awesome.
Oh, and punk rock band club. And
I just know one place you don't want to start a comedy club, and that's Germany. They don't.
16th Street.
Vive la fête de joie. When you commit genocide, you have no sense of humor.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome.
Mom.